we've got 1 over p times m minus p, and we need to split that into something over the first factor p plus something else over the second factor m minus p that is yet to be determined. So let's see. If I were to multiply the first one by m minus p over m minus p and the second one by p over p, then these guys would both be over the same common denominator. So let's go ahead and do that. And so then I'm looking at am minus ap plus bp all over the same common denominator of p m minus p. And now this guy and this guy are both over the same common denominator, so it must be the case that if they're equal, the numerators are equal. So I can just take the numerators, and I've got 1 equals am minus ap plus bp, and now I can split this by powers of p. So I've got p to the 0, so in other words, I've got the constant 1. And on the left-hand side of the equation, I have a 1. And on the right-hand side, the coefficient of p to the 0 is am. Meanwhile, I also have p to the first power, which is just p. And so looking at the coefficients of p on the on the left side of my equation, there's no p's at all. And on the right side, there's minus ap plus bp. Those are the p terms. Okay, so this first equation here tells me that a is equal to 1 over m. And this second equation here tells me that a is equal to b. So b is apparently also equal to 1 over m. Okay, and so then I have my 1 over, pm minus p is equal to 1 over m over p plus 1 over m over m minus p. All right, so that's the partial fractions breakdown. The other thing that I asked you to look at was how to solve this equation for p. And so this is just some algebra. So let's put a little line right here. So let's see. So the way it works is to multiply this one across both sides and then subtract the p parts over to the left to isolate for p. So multiplying across, we have p is equal to mc e to the mkt minus pc e to the mkt. And then I can take this part and put it back over to the left. So I have p plus pc e to the mkt equals mc e to the mkt. And then on the left here, I can factor out the common factor of p, and it looks like, what do I have? I'm going to have 1 plus c e to the mkt. And then this thing I can divide back to the other side to isolate for p. So p becomes mc e to the mkt over 1 plus c e to the mkt. And then I can multiply top and bottom by e to the minus mkt to tidy it up a little bit. And so then I'll be left with just mc up top. And then down below, I will have e to the minus mkt plus c. And I just realized I should have also divided by that constant. So let's put a 1 over c and a 1 over c there and there. And then I'll have an arbitrary 1 over c here, and these guys will cancel off. This will just become a 1. And so rewriting this, I have 1 plus c e to the minus mkt with an m on top. And again, in this last step here, I've switched 1 over c for my constant c just to tidy things up. And so there's my final answer.